What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you're having a great week so far. So, Tuesdays, in the last couple of days, basically, I have been all over Targets. They've got a great deal going on right now. You spend $30 or more, you get $5 off. You spend $75 or more on toys, and you get $20 off. And there are a lot of good deals that you can take advantage of. Lots of G.I. Joe classified series figures, Star Wars, Transformers, etc. So there's a lot of good stuff worthwhile using for this. But Target's in the midst of a reset right now, and I'm seeing the pallets being brought into the aisles, tons of boxes. Now I don't go through all the boxes. I asked the employees, like, hey, I think that might be something I want. Can you help me out with it? And they are really cool, provided you're really cool with them too. So never have a problem when I talk to the associates at Target. So that's cool. Anyway, one of the things I noticed on a pallet today was definitely something I was excited about when it was announced and definitely will be grabbing at some point. Is the 2-pack? And we've got the Phase 1 Clone Trooper Lieutenant and then the Ahsoka clone. And this is an awesome 2-pack. You get just a basic set. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing wild. It's just two army builders. You can build and build and build. I'm definitely going to get this at some point. Originally, on Target.com, this was listed at $24.99. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. What are you racking up at now? $44.99. I mean, is that as cheap as being able to go to Target when they mistakenly listed Grunt for the classified series at $11.99 and then going into the price checker and it's still saying $11.99? No. I mean, it would have been awesome because I would have been like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to grab a bunch of these Clone Trooper sets because they're $24.99. But I really think that $44.99 isn't terrible, especially when you consider a Black Series figure, really depending on where you are, can count cost anywhere from $24.99 to $26.49. It's the wild west with the pricing at Targets. So anyway, you buy one and then it's like, whoa, how much is the second one? So this is actually a great deal because we're getting a bonus. I know a lot of people, myself included, we're going 2-packs should be cheaper. That's how it was back in the day, especially for a repaint. So it's really great to see Hasbro's Star Wars team, in particular, the Black Series team, acknowledge that and price this set accordingly. But that wasn't all the Star Wars news that dropped today. Our good friends at Hasbro officially announced and revealed the Black Series Star Wars The Last Command 4-pack. This is so cool because this allows you, especially you Heir to the Empire fans, to be able to get some major characters in your set. I had to watch several videos of Timothy Zahn just to make sure I was pronouncing the names of these characters correctly, because I feel like some of y'all might help me out if I said it wrong. Anyway, so let's do this one. There we go. Here's the box, Last Command, and you note that they've got this, at least for this presentation, with the box, although you can't open it, and then bam, you see this open box, comic book style, and I even got a nice write-up. I think you'll be able to read this. Great. In Star Wars Last Command, Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade must confront Jedi Master Horus Sabaoth in a last-ditch effort to save the Republic from Grand Admiral Thrawn's overwhelming forces. So here you go. We got Luke. We've got Mara. We've got Horus. We've got Horus. I think that's how I say his name. I wrote it down, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying it right. And then Luke, the clone of Luke Skywalker. My brother made sure this was based on the DNA from his hands. So that's fun. And you see him in this with the blue hoodie or cloak. So that's represented here. Really nice presentation of the figures. We've got all kinds of different colored lightsabers in this set. We've got Luke with his green. We've got Horus with his red. We've got Luke with his blue. And then we've got Mara with her purple saber. So awesome work. Comes with 2 different portraits for Mara. And so this is a pretty good set. And this one, let me just run through a few more of the specs on it for you, since I've got it right in front of me. Premium set, inspired by the characters' appearances in the Star Wars The Last Command comic books. And the characters include Luke, Horus Sabaoth, and Mara Jade. Let's see, multiple points of articulation, you know the deal. 4 figures and 8 comic-inspired accessories, including 4 lightsabers, 2 lightning hands for Horus, and an alternate head and blaster for Mara Jade. And this is going to be up for pre-order tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively at Hasbro Pulse, and also available at DisneyStore.com and Disney Parks at a later date. So that's really nice. Hasbro Pulse is normally really good about stocking these kind of exclusives. I know with all the clearances, especially that San Diego Comic-Con Star Killer set, the temptation might be, yeah, I can wait it out. Maybe you can. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a solid 4-pack or at least a 3-pack or 2-pack, depending on which of these figures you've already picked up. But I think this is a really exciting set. Let's take a look at a few more of these images as we go along here and check it out. We got a Luke Skywalker, and I feel like at this point you probably got a good Luke Skywalker. This is a solid one. This seems to be the exact same one that we saw with the Return of the Jedi anniversary set, and it's a really good figure. Great articulation. He's got enough range in those elbows and arms that he can do the overhead lightsaber strike, which is really key, especially because that's a big moment in the movie when he's ripping and smashing apart Darth Vader and just breaking through his guard, and he's just slashing through. So it's really cool to be able to do that with this figure, and I really liked it when I got it originally. Let's see. I got Mara Jade. She also looks good. I'm trying to see all the differences of this Mara figure than the other one, but I love this head sculpt. It's really cool. We got her wrap here with the goggles. You see her outfit, lightsaber hanging, blaster there. And then here's Luke, and he's got a cool different expression, but I think this kind of works if you want a really angry and intense Luke Skywalker. He's got a different outfit, which is helpful. So if you needed a generic Jedi body, here you go. A blue cloak is a really nice touch. I'm trying to see if there's just like some tailoring. So I thought maybe they had some wire in there, but no, this is just a dramatic pose. They're going to have to put the disclaimer, capes are not posed, or Jedi robes are not posed like this. Just done for creative likenesses. Licensing, that's the word I want to use. So here you go with him in there. Then we got Horus, and the lightning hands look like the exact same ones that we saw with Palpatine, but those are helpful. I can use them with Count Dooku, or just here we go. Great work on the head sculpt. He looks nice and like, this is just an awesome job on him. He looks like he's not going to have any issues with articulation. You know, his tunic arm or shoulder section looks like it has more than enough clearance for you to raise that actual shoulder joint up higher. Still no biceps, but we just don't expect that at this point. Single jointed elbows as well. I mean, with the Star Wars license, we're kind of used to that, but it still would be nice to see that with these figures for them to incorporate some of those joints. And then Horus also has really nicely done soft goods here. So you can see we've got the plastic part on this element, then the soft goods part there. He's got some cool sandals. You can rock that look for him. So it's a really nicely done figure, kind of musculature that we don't normally see with Black Series figures. So just a great job pulling him off, getting that likeness down, and just conveying all that personality. See him chilling with Mara, and he's got the crazed look that I remember from those Timothy Zahn Heir to the Empire books. You can actually stroke the beard. That's awesome. And I mean, this is a nicely done figure all around. And check out another look at Mara. She's got a nice, kind of calculating, slightly villainous assassin for hire head sculpt here. And you can see her elbows. She, again, no double jointed elbows, no bicep articulation, but her elbows look like they have that nice deep sink that we see with the better Princess Leia figures. Asajj Ventress also has these, so I don't think they're going to be any problem in terms of getting her pose properly, but just a well-done figure as well. Then we got the Battle of Luke's. We've got Luke Skywalker here, got the clasp there, so it's hanging loose. I don't really know if that's accurate for Heir to the Empire, but there's an option for you if you want it. And then here's Luke, and he seems to me like he might be, well, clearly he's bigger because of the buck he's using. I'm not quite sure which mold this is. I'm sure y'all can help me on that one too. Maybe it's a Mace Windu. Maybe it's an Obi-Wan Kenobi one now. Think about it. The head might be a little bit too small for that neck piece, so maybe they can work in a smaller one. But I really like this. I think this will work well for like a really intense, rabid, you're trying to take my sister, make her join the dark side. I think that's a really great option if you wanted to go for a more intense loot than this one when you're doing your Return of the Jedi scenes. The fact that he can rock that hood too, just awesome setup there. You see the boots; these look more like the Hoth boots as well. So really different look for this version of Luke Skywalker. I guess it's not really Luke, so not so much a different version, but it's cool. I really like how that turned out. Then you can see how great the articulation is with this Luke. He's awesome. He poses so well. Luke seems like he might be a little bit trickier. Doesn't look like he's going to get that same great range in the elbows, but we'll see. You can get that torso twisted just so, but it'll be a little bit trickier. I don't know, man. Maybe that has comes a little bit too deranged to be our Jedi Knight, Luke Skywalker. We'll see. Here's Luke and Mara, the future couple, and great work on this head sculpt. I mean, look at that. That looks amazing. They did a quality job with that. Nice looking blaster with her. We can see all those folds and details on the costume. I'm a little bit curious to see if there's much difference between this one that she can still buy right now on Hasbro Pulse and that one that we're seeing now. And it looks like the face printing is much better here. Not that you would expect anything different. I mean, this looks pretty good, but it looks like this one, this updated version, is much tighter on that design. You can see for the most part, this is essentially what we've got right now with this figure. So pretty basic, no real changes to anything, but it seems like the biggest is the work. Looks like her head has a little bit more of that face printing deco to it. Maybe her colors are a little bit darker as well. I think that's the main changes to this one from that original one. So we'll see. I'm not upset having to double dip and get another Mara because, I like her. She's a cool character. So got that. But it's a really nice set. I think this is one where Hasbro can take a little victory lap and go, we did great work with this one. And here's another shot here of Horus and Luke. So that's really cool to see these two. Got the Jedi, the Dark Jedi, and his apprentice, if you will. So a really nice set. I love how he looks, though. I mean, I was really hyped to get him, or just when he was announced to actually get him. We got Grand Admiral Thrawn, so we've got the full trio of villains, the unholy trinity, if you will, from Heir to the Empire, now in figure form. So that is very exciting. And being able to get all those guys in figure form. So that is really just awesome to me. And cannot wait to see them one last shot. Here's Luke first versus Mara Jade. You can see how well she can hit a lightsaber stance, a dueling stance. So very cool. It seems like Luke is definitely going to have some issues. He's looking like he's working a little bit harder for that double grip stance, where it's a little bit more natural for Mara. She can hit a little bit deeper stance. He's got that hunched over deal. It'll be fine for a clone. No issues, no problem. But I'm glad to see she's got better articulation. And then I forgot you need to break down the price so y'all can decide if you want to budget this up appropriately or not. This set is $99.99. So remember what I said earlier about that Ahsoka 2-pack being a great value, $44.99. This one is basically you're just paying $25 per figure. If you've already got Jedi Luke, maybe it's not as great a value. If you've got Mara Jade, that means you're paying $50 for 2 figures. So, well, $50 each figure is $50. I wish it were $50 for just the 2 of them, but no, I mean it's fine. It's what you got to do sometimes, and I feel like getting a Luke Skywalker, even one based on what we've already seen, isn't a bad deal because there are different ways you can pose and maneuver him in your collection. So this is the best articulated body for Luke. Maybe I'll just use this one for the indoor set now. So I've got different ones with him in that really cool look. Just throw that poncho over him. Maybe I'll have to reuse the head because you need that because it won't fit right on the helmet without it. So that's that one. Like I said, this is going up for pre-order tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. This will slated to come out in the summer of 2024, but we've seen so many times with Hasbro Pulse exclusives. Summer is kind of like a vague term. It might be the end of April when it drops, and it's like, hey, this item is about to get charged, so consider that when you make your pre-order if you're so inclined tomorrow. But then there was one more reveal, and I was really excited about this one. I don't think I'd heard any rumblings or mentions of it, so this one just had me hyped up and excited. It's the Clone Trooper Phase 2 and Battle Droid. I mean, this is it right here. This is exactly what I wanted. I can buy a gazillion of these because you can always use clone troopers. You can always use more clone troopers. I mean, this is just a great setup. Clone trooper, battle droid, we're all good. And for any display, you're all set. If you've got these basic ones, you can add any other clone, general, colonel, whatever, lieutenant, and you just got these guys in the background. In the battle droids, we needed some of these guys, just basic setup, no 3PO heads in their original classic colors. It's all covered. It's great. I'm very excited about this. And here's the basic setup of these two. All the gear they come with, not a ton, but that's all I needed for these two. I don't need them to reinvent anything except for maybe the articulation with these legs, just to make sure that this figure is not going to wilt if the temperature gets above 75 degrees and I'm going to need a stand that eventually is not going to work. Hopefully that won't be a problem with this set, but this is a really good one. And let me run through the description for you on that one. This one is also going to be up for pre-order tomorrow. The set on this solid price point is $39.99. Also available that nebulous summer 2024, but I'm loving that price point of $40. So that's old school $20 for these figures. And I always say that $20 is a sweet spot for Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series figures, and to a lesser degree, G.I. Classified Series figures. I mean, I feel like they keep working, increasing things to make it worth that extra money. But that was a sweet spot zone, $20 for Marvel Legends and Black Series, because it's not like they can keep adding more stuff to it. So we've got them. They're inspired by the characters' appearances in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Whatever, sure. It could also be from Revenge of the Sith. I'm not going to quibble over the writing of it, but this is so cool to get these guys. And like I said, this is awesome to get a sensible army builder where I can just keep building and building. Hopefully, this is not a deal where Hasbro Pulse is going to sell out. There's a ridiculous, crazy limit because it's exclusive to Pulse. So you'd like to see them in so great a quantity that there's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be a problem. And also get this from DisneyStore.com, but you'd like to be able to get like 4 or 5 of these, and hopefully there won't be a crazy limit to them. But I love the fact that you can actually do the curled up battle droid. That is awesome. And as long as there's no issues with the joint, being able to hold up their foundation, not wilting, because that's a major thing with my vintage collection figures, the battle droids. And so you want to make sure this hip is nice and tight and there's no issues there, and the knees can hold up. But if he does, I'm going to get as many as possible with this set, because with the limitations on Hasbro Pulse, there might be a problem building this up to the biggest extent that I would want to. But I'm really hyped up about this. We've actually got figures that make sense from an army building perspective. We've got both of them here, helmet off, so you can see that. We've got that option as well over to destroyed and beaten, broken down battle droid. Awesome stuff. I think the 4-pack reveal that we knew about was really cool. They did a nice job with that. They announced that during a pipeline not that long ago, so it's nice to actually see the figures. It's also great to see this battle droid and clone trooper 2-pack, because this is like, y'all needed to get these in Target, so Target can see, oh, these army builders will sell. We just needed to put them, no name character, in there as well. So can't wait. Hopefully we'll get a lot of options to buy and purchase these guys down the road, because this is exactly what I wanted as a Black Series Clone Wars prequel trilogy fan. So really excited about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.